Since 2001, the Great North Innocence Project has worked to free the wrongly convicted and prevent wrongful convictions from happening in Minnesota, North and South Dakota.
Last spring, we introduced you to Javon Davis here on The 4. He spent 6 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. And today, on Wrongful Conviction Day, we've invited a lawyer from the organization along with one of their former clients, Terry Olson, who was freed from prison after serving 10 years for a crime he did not commit. The Wright County Attorney's Office called for him to be released, but did not dismiss the charges against him. He was freed, just not exonerated under the law. Thank you both so much for being here today. We really appreciate it. And so, Andrew Markquart, you are an attorney with the organization. Talk about how wrongful convictions happen, how and why.
Yeah, so our system is far from perfect, and while we get most cases right most of the time, we do know that the system does go wrong, and it goes wrong in ways that are predictable and systemic and repeated. So we tend to look at cases involving bad eyewitness identifications, false confessions, bad forensic science is just pervasive in our system. Some things that came up in Terry's case involved the use of coercive interrogation techniques. He had the use of deception by police in interrogating one of his co-defendants that led to a false confession. Use of jailhouse informants, people who are, we sometimes call them snitches more pejoratively, who have an incentive to gen up false testimony against people to get a better deal in their own cases. So there's lots of factors that come into play in any given case, but those are some of the things that we tend to see over and over again.
And Andrew, you're hoping to see some changes that make that less likely to happen to someone like Terry down the road.
That's right. So, we were successful a couple years ago in getting legislation that regulates the use of jailhouse informants. That kind of evidence is still admissible in Minnesota, but it's now a little more regulated. Some more information has to be provided, which is helpful. We're actually pursuing legislation now in this coming legislative session with the help of Senator Umo Verbeten and others in hopes of cracking down on the use of deception in police interrogations. A lot of people don't know this. You cannot lie to police, but they can lie to you, and it can be really psychologically manipulative and can lead people to confess things they didn't do, which happened to one of his co-defendants in Terry's case and ultimately was used against Terry.
Yeah, and Terry, as we said, you spent 10 years in prison for a crime you didn't commit. Talk about what Wrongful Conviction Day means to you. I mean, now that you're a free man, how do you think about all this?
It's pretty enjoyable type day. It reminds me of what the justice system is, and gives me pause in knowing that the Great North Innocence Project is there. That organization, without it, there'd be many still in prison. In fact, I'd still be in prison if they came to my aid.
How did you get connected to the organization?
Well, initially I found out about the organization while I was in prison after I was convicted, and I had known the deputy sheriff. Mine was a cold case from back in '79, and he actually contacted the Innocence Project on my behalf.
That's unic in itself, right?
Very much.
It sure is.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, no. How do you systematically address wrongful convictions? It's a big job, and it's really tough work. It's almost impossible to do.
Yeah, I mean, we sort of approach it from two angles. One is the sort of case-by-case litigation after the fact, and obviously for people like Terry who are able to get freed from prison, that's an enormous benefit and huge wins. But we're also looking on the front end, like, how do we prevent these things from happening in the first place? And that's where our policy work comes into play. And I think our judicial system continues to permit a lot of practices, a lot of types of evidence that are really problematic, and we've got a lot of work to do that I think we can improve our system and avoid these things on the front end, which is ultimately what we want to do.
Terry, talk about how long your wait for justice was and some of the emotions of going through that period, because it was a long time that you were in.
Almost 11 years before I was released, and of course, you have to go through all your appeal process before the Innocence Project can become involved. So it was a good, I believe, 7 years of appeals. before the Innocence Project came on board, and then, of course, another almost 4 years of their help in order to appeal to the habeas court before I got out.
Wow. Well, we're glad that you're both here today highlighting the important work. I know you have your annual benefit for Innocence coming up at the end of the month. Talk about what that entails and if people can still join that night.
Yeah, we have our big annual event. It's October 25th. We'll be talking about the work we've been doing over the course of the last year. And we would love to have anyone come and join us. You can find information on our webpage.
Fantastic.
Any other ways that people can help that might be watching?
You know, you can check out our website. You can always use supporters in the community in all respects. But, you know, get involved, pay attention to these issues, pay attention to what's going on in your county with you know, different issues of criminal justice, and talk to your legislators.
Yep. And as you know, it could happen to anyone. So we appreciate both of your advocacy and for coming on and sharing your story so much.
Andrew, Terry, thanks
for being here.